Sorry for the shaky hand cam, but I've just done some final checking like a day after the last video on the Mustang, and I've noticed that this screw here, this saddle screw, was actually touching the G-string, and I've just loosened it because it was make the G, everything sounded great, but the G-string sounded slightly like a slightly different tone. So I've released this screw a little bit, and suddenly the G-string popped up, and it was actually touching just here, these two, the string itself. Will it focus? Yeah, so just here, where am I there? This screw was touching the string. So I have to take that saddle out and shorten that screw ever so slightly. This bridge is a real pain in the neck. I just used my Dremel to cut off about 3 or 4 millimeters, and it's now a little bit shorter than it was, and it should allow the G-string to pass through this saddle uninhibited. Cool, I'll try it out. The screw's back in position, saddle's back on, and it's intonated, and I can't really show that it's very clear that there is a space between that string and this screw, but I can put a piece of paper now in between the two. And before, this string was actually touching the screw, so watch out for that if you're intonating this Mustang. Feeling a little bit dumb because, of course, the E string is also affected, so back to the Dremel to cut 3 or 4 millimeters off this one now. Sorry that it's really dark, but there's the screw in my vise now, and here's my Dremel cutter. I'm going to use this just to chop a few mil off the end of that screw so it doesn't touch the string any longer. So I'm an idiot, but I'm back, and this is now the low E string screw, which I've cut again 4, maybe 5 millimeters off. Maybe a little bit too much. Whoops, let's try it on.